always trying to figure out which walkers are like me and or like us, because if you're here, you're probably like me, and which walkers aren't like me. I keep track of behaviors, and a couple of things I noticed tonight, well, I've noticed before. When I was in Longs, people don't like to use the self-checkout thing. I go to the photo area because a lot of times I'm buying Google Play cards for my gay video games. And the line at the photo thing is across the fucking store. And it's just people like purchasing food and, you know, just stuff that they could get at the self-checkout, but they don't like to use the self-checkout. I wonder what that is. I mean, the line will be across the store. The self-checkouts are empty. And I figured, is that because they'd rather be with people, because they're programmed to interact with people? Because they would be. That's part of their thing. As learning tools, system tools, you know. But then it has to be something like that, because it's so weird. Like, if you know, a guy buying a bag of chips and a drink is going to stand in this line that's longer than the Peter Pan ride at Disney World, when you could go to self-checkout and just do it there. They take cash. It's not, I don't know, it's weird. If I could go to self-checkout, I'd fucking love to be there. Imagine that, being able to go in the store and not deal with anybody. I mean, I like the people at Longs. They're all cool. I have no problem with them. But I'm saying in the general sense, you know, to be able to just go in and do that. Another thing, too, that I noticed, too, and it's all like, sounds crazy, but when I'm waiting at a light to cross the street, right, if people, especially buses, they get super close to the sidewalk, so you don't want to be too close to it, because they will hit you, keep driving, and not even know anything happened, you know. A lot of them are unconscious. So what I like to do is I like to leave an area in front of me, so I'm not standing directly in the street. Like, I'll show it like this. See, these guys are just going right to the left. It's crazy. No fear. Like, I go over to here, right? And instead of going right to the curb, you know, I'll stand like that far from it, like a, you know, a couple feet. And when I'm waiting there to cross, people will come and like slide in front of me in the 6 inches between me and the street, and they won't think it, like, it's not like a weird to them. They just automatically do it. They all fill in like that. Kind of weird. It's just another weird thing that I pick up on. I'm gathering evidence for this whole thing. I'm gathering evidence gathering for my system tools theory. A lot of theater going on, I noticed, in the media and the normie media. All theater. That the crypto thing, the guy who hit the people in the truck thing. There's a bunch of different things going on. And I go on the boards over on Polo, and I see people arguing about this stuff. It's frustrating because it's like none of it's real. None of that stuff is real. And I go on about that a lot, but I don't really get too into explaining it. But I ran into a great YouTube channel that does explain it exactly. What's that over there? Oh, okay. He goes into like the false history, like how our history is completely fake. Like I make mention to that sometimes, like how our history isn't real, it's fabricated. But I don't have the patience or the articulation skills to really get too deep into that, but this channel does. I forget the name, something Mind. I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you can see it. But yeah, there's some great stuff over there. I've learned some stuff from there. You know, I've learned that black people come from Ireland, which is kind of weird. I mean, I never knew that. Thank God my mom is dead, because, you know. But anyway, yeah, his channel's great. It's definitely worth checking out. he sounds like a young kid. But then, you know, when you're my age, anyone with a voice under, 50 sounds like a young kid. Anyone that doesn't sound like Gandalf from the Hobbit cartoon sounds young. But yeah, it's all theater, all distraction. I wanted to read a little bit more about that crypto thing, because I'd see it on YouTube, but I was kind of wondering what the mainstream media take on it is. And the term mainstream, what that is it's the biggest sewer pipe in any city. The one that all the sewer pipes go into is known as the mainstream. It's always called the mainstream. So it's kind of funny, you know. They always, they put the truth in the words, and they're covering those little goblins because you can't find anything about it. I'll show you some of the searches I did, and they're sending me to like video game tournaments. I had to really look around, and I finally found like one story. I thought I would like be able to put it in the news, and because I just wanted to check those two out because they're so creepy, and I mean, they're definitely descendants of goblins. You know, that's some really weird genealogy there. And yeah, I couldn't find anything about them. You know, I wonder why they're hiding them. I know why. I'm just, just tossing the ball around. Tonight, is it Wednesday tonight? Oh, it's so embarrassing. I never know the day. Well, the thing is, it's really hard to mark time here for a lot of different reasons. But it's been kind of busy. Usually, like, it gets that way middle of November, like right up into the holidays. It just ramps up with people. And then once after the holidays, it kind of cools down. Halloween's the biggest night of the year as far as visitors to most people here. But yeah, it's been pretty crowded. Like this is good for Wednesday, I can imagine, with the weekend's going to be like Friday and Saturday. This past weekend I skipped my perimeter walk. You got to be in the mood for it. Sometimes I'm not in the zone for it, you know. I noticed too when I come out of the house, I can't start recording. So this is a thing too, because sometimes when I come out of the house and I just start recording, I have to get over the whole everybody's staring at you thing, which takes a while sometimes. And yeah, I mean, it's paranoia too, but also everybody stares at me. I don't know what it is. It's always been that way. And yeah, like I look a little weird sometimes, but tonight I don't know. I just, I kind of look normal. And it used to be that way, from when I was a kid. My mom would get upset with me because we'd go out and she would think I was making faces at people. She'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. It's like, why is everybody staring at you? I'm like, I don't know, Ma. I'm 7. I have no idea. But yeah, sometimes I come out of the house and I did that yesterday. I was trying to do a video on something that I didn't really get done. Sometimes I try things and I can kind of tell halfway through them whether it's something I want to even bother working with or not, and I just bail out. But yeah, I come running out of the house, like, all right, we're gonna do this. I push the button and I'm walking and just noticing, why is that guy staring? Why is that lady staring? Why is everybody staring? It's like a Truman Show kind of thing. It's weird. I had a neighbor too that kind of thing used to happen to her. Oh, it still does, I guess. She has like these problems with street theater, is what she calls it. I've heard the term before. But basically what it is it's almost like, and she has proof of this because on her Instagram page, she's got tons of things like this. She'll show like she'll film it. And what it is really is like, it'll be like a scene that was waiting to happen, waiting for her to get there to happen. Bizarre. It has something to do with with the TI thing too, where they, I guess, try to get you involved in some kind of incident. But I don't know, that is really weird, but sometimes I feel like that. It's very Truman Show-esque. You know, you just walk out of the house, and it's so weird, like, when there's a bunch of people around, right? But none of them are talking to each other, and they're just looking at you. It's like, it's kind of Children of the Cornish. But then after a while, I just get used to the staring, and I just do my thing. Wow, it's fucking beautiful out here. Windy. I love this time of year here. Yeah, but a lot of theater and the news, which makes me think they're trying to distract you from something. Well, trying to distract you from everything. Things just aren't going well. For them. I mean, well, and for a lot of other people too. I mean, it's hard for people now. The inflation thing and the money thing. Like, inflation's fucking crazy here because it was high to begin with, you know, because we get things shipped here to us, so it was crazy to start with, and now it's like it's ridiculous. What I spent like $100 just from yesterday afternoon till now on nothing, just walking around, you know, because you stop to get a drink or something, and the money just goes. It just goes. It's like $50 a day for me, just walking around. It's fucking crazy. But I'm doing it. I'm surviving somehow. By the grace of God, Father, yeah. You know, you've got to, I feel bad too, like I'm trying to figure out which of these people are real and which ones aren't. It's like, well, you're supposed to be a trooper for God, right? So you're kind of supposed to treat everyone nice and help people, and like you resent them, it seems like. And I don't really resent them, but there's always been something there that they just fucking aggravate me a lot of the times because they act like fucking automatons. So now it's like that I'm trying to piece together if they actually are some kind of automaton, some kind of system tool. I mentioned last week that a guy had done some math on how many he thinks are real and how many are not. And he had it down to around 10% real people based on these factors that were in his theory or thesis. I did a similar thing a couple years ago, and I think I came up with like 30% real. It was a little bit off, but not too off. I mean, try to explain that to the uninitiated though. Try to explain any of this stuff to the uninitiated. It's just funny. It's funny. But you got to keep your sense of humor. That's going to hold this whole thing together for you. Your sense of humor. You always got to be able to laugh at stuff, even some of the most horrific things. You know, you got to learn. You got to force yourself to. Because what's the alternative? You know, go into the fetal position. You know, can't have that. We need you. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.